Okay, thank you.
Okay, sorry, it's not we want to make money from you.
Sometimes when I tell you all that you need to pay me now, pay me $1 right for the like and share gifts, right? You understand, you see, so that we know we trying to disclaim it.
97806. Don't just write 97806 should know what to do.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So let's go to tonight's. So like and share aggressively, please, because tonight is the first time ever since I do Facebook Live. I'm announcing myself making moves. Okay. Yes. My sister is very worried whenever I make an announcement like that. Okay.
Sorry, did you pick shiny? Oh.
I
didn't.
Okay. Never mind. Okay. Okay. So. Okay. All right. Good. Okay. Are you ready, Mama?
Yep.
And sorry, give me a glass of water.
Okay.
Okay. Good evening. Facebook, PremiumMall.sg, Facebook 2, Premium Mall, YouTube Live. For those of you on YouTube, can I strongly request you do a like and do a like on my video? It will help me tremendously. Okay, in promoting the video. There are 25 of you there. Please like the video as well. Yes. I want to give a very interesting observation. The title of my tonight's talk, okay, is that wait, hopefully I can do this. Give me a minute. I can flip the video on this camera. Yes. All right. Cool. Okay. So finally, the topic is finally the pandemic is really ending. Finally, the pandemic is really ending. Why I'm making my moves right now. Okay. So we have been talking quite a lot about the pandemic, how it goes, how the economy goes, stock market, blah 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 blah. And I think it's very important for everybody to remember that a lot of the peculiarity of the current financial economic situation right now is because of the pandemic. Okay. Yes. Okay. Yes. Hello, Bo Xian Cheng. Good to see you. Yes. Okay. Yes. Okay. HK Dolly. I'll give you a like and share price as well. Mama, you just capture HK Dolly. Okay. Like and share price as well. HK Dolly. All right. Good. Okay. So let me go back to a disclaimer first. Okay. Whatever I share tonight, okay, is a disclaimer. It's educational. Okay. It's for entertainment, not as a guidance for you to buy or sell. When I say I'm buying, I didn't say you should buy. I cannot tell you that, okay? I can tell you that I'm doing, but I cannot tell you should do the same thing. It's up to you, okay? Where to view it beside YouTube? Well, we have got 2 Facebook pages on Premium Mall. You can get the slides there, okay? But I'll post up the slides as well in YouTube later in the comments, okay? Actually, maybe I can do that. Can you ask Jermaine whether she can post the slides link on my YouTube 1165 as a commentary? Okay. All right. Good. Okay. Give me a minute. I'll see where I can post it onto Facebook, onto YouTube as well. Okay. So disclaimer done already. Better say don't you all say later you all lose money or whatever. I'm gonna blame Mr. Lu. Okay. Cool. Yes. All right. Good. Okay. Who has been following me since I started talking about finance? It's very unusual for me to talk about finance because especially on the Premium Mall channel, but on YouTube I've been doing so. If you were to recall, okay, since the outbreak of Omicron in November, okay, I have been telling everybody this is likely to bring an end to the pandemic. Who has been following me? Please say, I recall. Just click like, at least you remember. And I've said that the peculiarity of the Omicron, okay, and I'm not so smart now. I'm just an economist. I'm just a finance educator. I don't know, okay, but I follow very closely to all the health scientists. And then not the mainstream one. The mainstream one. Oh, really? Kimberly? Mr. Lu, you're so famous in my house now that my 8-year-old son knows who you are. Thank you. I feel humble, okay? I feel humble. I'm not doing this for fame or gain. I don't know, yeah. But I really appreciate it. And in the streets, if you see me when I'm in Singapore, please come forward and say hi to me, okay? I really love to say hi to people. I'm not some big famous influencer that makes, I don't know, stay in big houses or high living status that they're untouchable, They post themselves in nice lifestyle or whatever. I'm not the kind, I'm very down to earth. I'm very here to help you guys to do well in your life, okay? Because I help you to do well in your life, whenever you see me in the streets.
So sorry, just now, what you need Jermaine to do?
The YouTube put up my slides in the comments as a link. Yes. Okay. YouTube. Go my YouTube channel.
YouTube. Okay, thanks.
Thank you.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Yes.
10 minutes,
So
10 minutes,
let's go back to this. So since the outbreak of the Omicron, scientists have been a group of scientists, not very well known, has in different places across the world, uncoordinated, has been observing the Omicron and say that Omicron is likely to bring an end to the pandemic. Okay, I watch all the analysis done. I observe it, I believed in it, and I shared with you guys since November, if you recall. Since November, I've been telling you all the pandemic will come to an end. Because if you believe in that, then there is a lot of flow-on effects okay? For those people who wants to know my YouTube link, just type 1M65YT+1 and please go and follow the page, okay? Don't just go there, but you must follow the page, okay? Yes, so let's go back. So the group of scientists in different places, I watch them, observe them, what they say, I analyze them, I did my own research. It's very clear that the pandemic is going to be brought to an end by the Omicron virus. Now, what is end? End doesn't mean the virus will vaporize and disappear. End, to some extent, simply means that the virus will come endemic and people will get used to it. Life will go as normal and not a big deal. Okay, so we predicted that it will. Okay, so we predicted that the Omicron virus will bring an end to pandemic. Okay, now that was simply a prediction because at that point in November, the whole world in the Europe world was jumping up like crazy on Omicron, so much that everyone there was it's like Omicron land, just incredible. At one point in time, the R value of UK was 5:1. Now Singapore, I don't know what's the number. I think we're not far from 4-5:1 or so.
Should put it up there already.
Okay, great. Okay, so for those people on YouTube, you are 82 of them. You only got 23 likes. If you want to download slides, can you please at least click a like? Don't be so meow with your likes, okay? And Lionel, good to see you. And the slides are there already, okay, in the comments, okay? My colleague called Jermaine has posted it up. So let's going back. Yeah, don't be stingy with your likes. Why are you being so stingy with the likes one? Yes, okay. Yes, thank you. So those days when I make a prediction, the whole world was spiking Omicron, vomiting Omicron like crazy. Everybody was denying Omicron like crazy. And there I make a bold move and say that the pandemic will come to an end. Okay? And you know what? 3 days ago, WHO, World Health Organization, came out with this bold statement. They say that Europe, okay, Europe is entering pandemic ceasefire. Okay, Europe is entering pandemic ceasefire. If you look at my slides, I'll say, okay, and the World Health Organization director in Europe says that the continent will soon enter a long period of tranquility. All right, that's great news, man. Okay, we'll enter a long period of tranquility. Yes, Misuzu, you said COVID has caught a cold. Remember, I said COVID has caught a cold. Okay, yeah, COVID has caught a cold. It's very funny to say that the illness itself caught an illness, right? It's happening right now. Okay, so the World Health Organization director in Europe now say that the continent will soon end with a long period of tranquility. The high vaccination rate, end of winter, plus the less severe Omicron, plus of course the widespread of Omicron, has now led to this. 12 million cases of of new cases of COVID last week in Europe. 12 million, okay, mind-boggling how big 12 million is. And yet there was no significant spike in hospitalization for critical care. 12 million is as if Mother Nature just sweep across, give everybody one super powerful immunization jab. That's amazing, right? That's amazing, okay? 12 million in 1 week, the whole of Europe. 我不知道有多少个人啊 I know how many people are there, I really don't know, but there is 12 million some phenomenal number. And you know what? Right, and there was, remember, was also one talk that I told you that that Omicron, the lifespan of the one burn through with one country, how long did I say that it will take? 2 months, okay, 2 months. So we saw that more or less happen in Europe, in many countries, in UK, okay, and in South Africa, 2 months. A lot of countries were then having a spikes, and now they're all like that already. So interestingly, over the last few days, how many countries have announced relaxation? Okay, let me name you. UK already announced relaxation long time ago, Freedom Day. Denmark has announced their relaxation. Norway, Sweden, France, Italy, Switzerland, all announced already their relaxation. Hey, they're not stupid, they're not gung-ho, no? They are not, people tend to think that the Europeans are stupid or gung-ho. They're not, It's because Omicron has swept and burned through the nation a lot already. As a result, right now, what we are seeing is the country is now powerfully immunized, okay? If you go to Europe right now, in some sense, nobody really care, okay? Yes, they still wear their masks and at right places and things like that. But people, no restriction. That day I went to a open air coffee shop. They make us sit 2 by 2, and there's 5 restrictions. In Europe, a lot of places don't have this kind of restriction anymore. So there's, in some sense, there's herd immunity, like what like Brenda is saying right now, okay? Yes, there's a lot of people in hospitalization, especially in people like Singapore, we're very, very, very gassy. But in terms of a spike in critical care is not so much, okay? 20, I think we got 20 plus in our ICU, so not as much, okay? This has serious implication because at that point in time in November and December, I was only forecasting. Now we are seeing it coming to pass. 2 months. Remember I said 2 months? 2 months it happened, okay? So my prediction is in the right direction, okay? Now I'm no super scientist or wise man or whatsoever, okay? I'm just pulling out analysis from various people and combine them, okay? If this is so, now, if this is so, I think the world will be a better position. So in Europe, the World Health Organization is saying this, okay? Okay? Even if more virulent variant, Europe will be in a better position. So a lot of people say, wow, Mr. Lu, what happened? You kena one more chalat virus and things like that. The World Health Organization say even if there's a more virulent variant come out, limpe bui kia or limbo bui kia. No, there was a lady director. They are not scared anymore. Okay. For those people on YouTube, there are 124 of you. There are only 57 likes. Can you please like the page? Okay, I really thank you. You help with the algorithm. Yes. So therefore, the world is right now defeating. Okay, the world is right now defeating Omicron and defeating the pandemic. The pandemic is most likely coming to an end already. Okay. Now, and I'm 100% sure. I'm not a scientist. I don't know, but based on available data, I'm more leaning towards the end. Okay, I predicted but not coming past. Sin Tai Hing says, why Singapore never relax rules like Europe? Because we are in the burn right now. We're in the burn right now. Okay, very high. Right? So Singapore hit a high on Omicron. That day there was number 13,000 or something like that. Very high. Okay, very high. 13,000 over people on Omicron. But think of it positively. Think of it positively, right? I would like to say, I see something very funny, okay? And maybe it's not so funny if you're one of these parties. I I'll say something quite funny. Okay, maybe I ask a poll first. Who knows of someone or some entire family or most of family kena COVID right now? Say me, or click a lot of likes or click a lot of thumbs up. Who knows of a lot of people that kena COVID right now? Right now, your friend around you, okay? A lot, right? Yeah. I got at least 3 families around my friends and circles. The whole family all kena, right? Everybody now know of someone that kena and is kenaring the virus. Yeah, right? If it's me, say me. Yeah, me. Okay. If you got no one around your life that kena COVID, say not me. Okay, I don't believe. Okay, unless you're socially, not so much friend. Unbelievable amount of people kena now. So many people kena now, and I bet you, yeah, living in a cave, right? I bet you those people, my brother got it today. Wow, friends, colleagues, and friends and colleagues. My 12-year-old neighbor, my brother, my sister-in-law. 1 person spread to 5 person. Okay, I just know today. Maybe some of you today watching the show have COVID already. Don't worry. I say congratulations. Okay, my dad was infected and recovered within 3 days. Exactly. That's what I'm leading to. Most of them, okay? So I got these slides I say ahead, right? Okay? By now, everyone now knows of someone or some family that hit by COVID. You agree with me? Everyone knows of someone that's hit by COVID already in Singapore. And in most cases, or maybe I just kena today now watching a video in self-isolation. Lionel Leong, I know you, okay? Lucky, okay? In 2-3 days, I don't know how many days I don't know what's the protocol right now. You'll be fine, okay? And after that, me kena now. Pauline, I'm sorry, I don't mean to laugh at you. I'm just saying that there are a lot of people kena, right? Siu Qing, So 4 of my colleagues got it. You see, the whole virus is now burning through Singapore. Don't worry. We predicted this will happen. Remember? I was quite worried. I was quite worried that Singapore put in so many tight measures that the burn will be very slow. I'm not a government, but if I'm a government, I want, I'd rather have it burn fast and burn through the whole country, so that after it burn already, everybody, walao, 金刚不坏之身,别惊了, that kind of thing. Yeah. Okay, Lionel Leong, write an email to me. I'll give you a like and share price also. Yeah, poor thing, kena. Okay, Lionel Leong, Lionel. Okay, yes. So my son just kena yesterday. Now still high fever. Okay, we'll pray for your recovery. Yes, but don't worry. The burn will be very fast and over. Lionel Leong. Yes. Okay. So, but the good thing is, my one of my close relative, whole family of old senior people, about 5 of them, 70 plus years old, all kena, all of them got very light symptoms, nothing to be afraid of. Okay, nothing to be afraid of. So I'm very thankful that this happened. So in some sense, so what is happening in Europe 2 months ago, where I saw it with my own eyes, now is happening in Singapore, which means that because Singapore restriction not really that tight lah, not really that tight. I've seen tighter ones, okay, not that tight. So the whole thing will burn through Singapore. Once it burn through, so it's safe to say that not safe to say, it's probably accurate to predict this. Okay, I'm making this prediction. We'll see whether I'm correct now. I've been correct many times. Okay, COVID will likely burn out in April. Okay, then our whole country will get countrywide resistance. Most likely it will burn through in April. So now is February, right? So 1 month, 2 months, but early April, max mid-April or so. Okay, luchengchuan@gmail.com. Okay, yes. So you burn through the whole country, and then suddenly the whole thing will start to dip. And those little bit of people who haven't kena slowly kena. Okay, yes. Okay. So what does it mean for us in finance? What does it mean for us in finance? You see, in the past, I was just making a prediction. I cannot be sure, I'm making a prediction. But now it's different. Now we see it happening already. What Mr. Lu said in November and December now happened in February, right? Okay. Now what do we do in the world of finance? Okay, what do you do in the world of finance, right? Now, I'm not a doctor, I'm not a health scientist, I'm not a health educational. I don't know what to advise you about Omicron or things like that. But watch my lips. There are implications what you should do in the world of finance. Okay? Yes. So, if indeed this burn is this way, now we see our own eyes how it's burning through Singapore. Friends and family, long zhong tiu, wow, kena. We healthcare workers are suffering on COVID fatigue. Cannot wait for this over. Vanik, I think you're a nurse or a doctor. We salute you, okay? We salute you. Thanks for serving our nation for so long. Thanks for serving our nation so long. I stay near Ng Teng Fong Hospital. Whenever I pass by a nurse or a doctor, a healthcare professional, I actually say a thank you to them. Okay, I make sure my kids say thank you to them as well. Okay, so please do that as well to our health professionals. Okay, let's give a round of salute to them. Okay, I salute you guys are great. Okay, I'm glad that some healthcare professional, there are some healthcare professional watching this this channel. Okay, I'll do my part in helping you to get rich in return. Okay, I'll do my part. Let's see what I can do. Okay, so anyway, let's go back to the world of finance. Okay, in the world of finance, if the Omicron burns so fast and give backward immunity, what was the cause of all the stock market crashes? What was the cause? The cause was, the single biggest cause was inflationary fears. Why is it so? Because there were, number one, aggressive printing of money, and on the other hand, there were huge supply shortages. There were supply blockages and things like that. Was terrible, right? So the supply blockages prevented the increase in demand being met. As a result, prices shoot up all across the board, from food, cars, electronics, semiconductors, blah, 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 all the way to handbags. Basket, I never see so many handbag prices gone up. Okay, there are 163 people in YouTube. There are only 80 likes. Please give us a like. This is the very least you can do for me. I really appreciate it. Thank you. So the handbag prices all went up like crazy. Remember, we were telling you, Dior went up by 500 euros. Fendi went up by 250. Tory Burch also went up by 50 euro and things like that. So across the board, everything went up like crazy, because there's a crazy increase in demand that not met by supply, because the supply was being blocked, right? Now, if indeed what we see, the end of the pandemic is coming because Omicron has burned out and create backward immunity, what does it mean? It simply means this, the supply bottlenecks are going to ease faster than expected, okay? Therefore, it will start to relieve inflationary pressure and interest rate fears, okay? I can tell right now the whole market is now fearful of what? They are fearful of all the high numbers, but they don't see what's going to come after the high numbers of the cases. After a high number of cases, a high number of immunized individual. Yes. Yep. In essence, goods, everything went up. Okay, shipment delay, and my ops team got COVID one after another. Worry for them. Exactly. That's what happens, right? Okay. So therefore, if you see this incredible wave of Omicron sweeping across, now in 2 months' time, 3 months' time, the supply blockages will all be released, and soon the supply can come in. As an entrepreneur myself, okay, in a few businesses, if I see prices going up, what do? I just sit there and do nothing, is it? Am I mad or what? When the prices go up, what do? I produce more to quickly sell, right? I'm mad now. Wow, demand so high. Happy like crazy, go and chong, right? I will build and not supply. But the problem is that basket, COVID Delta variant all block on my supply, all block my supply chain. Cannot get workers, cannot get supply, cannot get raw material, cannot get this and that. But if in 2 to 3 months this whole thing burns through, the supply clears through, I can meet my supply. When everybody do, remember there was one time face mask. It started with China. China got not enough face masks starting in 2019 December to January. They have not enough face masks. So the whole world's face mask prices shot up to the roof. Remember that time? We were in Europe, me and me in Europe. The entire Chinese community in Europe, the students, the overseas Chinese, bought up entire Europe stock of face masks and sent them all to China. Then the outbreak happened in Europe, there's not enough face masks. Our own supply of face masks in Taiwan, we have a face mask manufacturer owned by ST Group. The Chinese government then actually forbid the shipping of face masks. Yeah, $35 a box. At that point in time, $40, $50 also have for a box of 50. The prices shot up. What do people do at that point in time in terms of suppliers? The whole world chonged into face mask making. Do you remember that or not? The whole world went into face mask making. One of my companies that I invested in that is doing advertising, I don't know why the CEO so chonged into face mask, right? Wow, bought a whole big huge shipment of face masks, ordered a lot, hand sanitizer, everything. This is exactly what is going to happen right now. Taiwanese government, yeah, right? Not Chinese, sorry, Taiwanese. So then what happened? Now you see the face mask. Is there a lot of face masks now? Wow, all sorts of pattern, shape, print, even some got LV and Chanel, all sorts of print, or cat, dog, whatever, or monster, cute little kitten, whatever, all have. Now so much face mask. Now how much is one box of face mask? $10. Now got special type of face mask, got those sharp one, those jumping on, those Korean one. Also shit. My point is this: whenever there's an increase in, whenever there was an increase in prices, it will follow by increase in supply. The only thing that's stopping the supply is supply bottlenecks, which was caused by COVID. Now COVID is coming to an end. The supply is through. Inflation comes down. What will the Federal Reserve do? Got face masks with Uncle Lou's face also. I saw in Chinatown. You kidding? All right, okay. Now $10 a box. You're right. Right? Shortage of ART now in many countries. Okay. Now, so therefore, the supply bottlenecks are now all gone. Everybody chong in the manufacturing. The inflationary pressure will start coming down. Then the Federal Reserve, who have now announced that they will give out, maybe the entire finance community is anticipating or already built in the price of 4 to 5 interest rate rises. They already built into they already prepared for 4 to 5 interest rate rises already by central bank. And the share price of Nasdaq, of all the high tech stocks, those high tech stocks like and internet stocks fell like crazy. Lao sai is the word, man. Someone, sorry, I don't mean to be rude. Someone used the phrase those high tech stocks having menses. It's very terrible. It's bleeding like crazy. The share prices of many of them fell by more than half. You all saw that? Fell more than half. Okay, you kidding? $3.95 now a box of 50. From $35, $40 to $3.95. The inflationary pressure will ease off just like the face mask. Just gonna give it a bit of time. But we do know there is an end to it right now. So if there's an end to it, okay, if indeed there's an end to the supply blockages, therefore the inflationary pressure will go down. What the market has not built in is a less than expected interest rate rise. Okay, so more or less, that's something that we're seeing. So in the last 1.5 months, I told you that this is a frightening stock market crash. Stock market crash in the Nasdaq and the S&P 500. Frightening crash. So the Nasdaq, okay, went down significantly, like bloodletting losses. Okay, the S&P 500, of which maybe about 30% are high-tech stocks, also went down but didn't go down as much. Okay, it has recovered over the last few days. So therefore, I've took a poll of a few people smarter than I am as well. Okay, so my opinion is that I think it's pretty safe to jump into the market, to nibble in and things like that. So when I explained to them, the kids of all went in. 3 of them all went in. Only the father haven't went in. Okay, too busy giving talks. Then oh, Chun Yao, good to see you. Long time no see. Okay, so I'll talk about Chun Yao. Your point is very important. I'll go one slide on it. Okay, so in the world of the high-tech stocks, all the prices right now I've dropped a lot, but kind of semi-recovered. Okay, semi-recovered. I think that the worst is already embedded in. Okay, so therefore I've decided that I'll start making my move. Okay, I'll start making my moves into the market. Now I didn't say you must start making a move. Okay, I said I'm going to make my move. You can judge for yourself. Okay, but I don't. For me, when we're moving, I only move into index. Okay, I don't move into stock picking. I don't pick stocks. I don't pick Facebook. I don't want lethality risk. Do you remember what's lethality risk? Some people, I say there are 2 types of risk, right? There's volatility risk. You go up and down. And what did I say? The volatility risk is like when you buy stocks. There's volatility risk. It's like you facing a moody boss. 135, he likes you. 135, she likes you. 246, she hates you. But end of the month, end of the year, you get a pay, you get bonuses. Okay, it's very unbearable, but it's okay. That's volatility risk. Lethality risk is you pick a stock, and you sway the stock, drop and never recover. Okay, yeah, crash and never go up. Lethality risk. Those kind of lethality risks, I cannot tahan. So when I buy a stock, I see go up, I always wonder when is it going to be a day where it suddenly crash. Okay, there are a lot of stocks that suffer lethality risk. So I avoid lethality risk altogether. I sleep better. Why do I need to suffer lethality risk? Okay, or lethality worry. So, high flux is an example. Yes. Okay. Sembcorp Marine, in some sense, there's a lot of example. This one, this stock just died. Okay. Not only in Singapore, in the world, there's a lot of stocks that goes that way. Okay. I think I talked about it, right? Yeah, one stock wrong, money is bye-bye. Yeah, what do you want to take a risk? So I don't take a risk. So the Nasdaq and S&P 5 has dropped significantly. They recovered halfway, and I personally think that it is a very interesting time. Okay, so therefore I make an announcement. Okay, I didn't say you must do it. I'm saying I'm doing it. Okay, I'm really slow. A few of my seafood grade level friends have made big moves already. One of them went in $3 million USD. Okay, I'm still here taking my time and so on. Got any Nasdaq ETF? Yes. Okay, yes. S&P 500 ETF also yes. Okay, so therefore, I think this is a good time for me. I share with you in full transparency. I'm going in. I didn't ask you to go in. I cannot. Okay, I'll share with you what I'm doing. Okay. Now, what are the probable risks that happen? You say, wow, Mr. Wu, still very dangerous. Of course lah. Yeah. My second time see your life. Thank you. YOGS, yes. UOGS, yes. Thank you for watching. Okay. So, what are the probable risks? Okay. What are probable risks? In the world of investment, there's no 100%. Let's wake up. Okay. Yes. In the world of investment, there's no 100%. In the world of marriage, there's no 100%. In the world of children, there's no 100%. In the world of religion, one famous phrase that I hear from my church is that even Jesus not 100% success. He was about he was maybe his group of followers. There are people who betray him as well, right? So there's never 100% success in life. So therefore, when you move, when I move in, okay, therefore I go in bite sizes, okay, don't go all go into it. But let's think of what is the worst, what are bad things that can happen, shall we? Let's think of what bad things can happen, okay? So first is those people on YouTube, there are 200 of you guys, there are only 120 likes. Can you, for my sake and for heaven's sake, please add the other 80 likes as well for those people, please, okay? Yes, okay. Okay, so there is a looming possibility of a war between Ukraine and Russia, okay, with NATO lining behind, US and all this. There's a lot of rumbling right now. So let's not get into the politics of it, but in essence, this is Russia and this is Ukraine. Ukraine has gone through close to 10 years of political turmoil. 1 minute want to be pro-Russia, we want to be pro-NATO, pro-Europe, and then let's make Russia very unhappy. Ukraine, the people there, I believe they all speak Russian. A lot of them demographically seems to be Russia. So Russia feel like, makan the country, but you can say they used, for hundreds of years they used to be one country, so now broke up, and therefore there's a lot of rumbling at the edges right now. The US has sent troops there, NATO has sent troops there. If this breaks out into a war, 好不容易回来的股票又要掉了。So is there a possibility? Yeah, it's a possibility. I'm not a political observer. I'm not. Is there a risk there? Yes, there's a risk there. Okay? Yes, there's a risk there. Okay? But historically, wars contributed to stock market rises. There'll be a fall. Okay? But there'll be a fall, but the eventuality will be all rises. Eh? War brings out, surprisingly, not just the best, not just the worst of people, it also brings out the best of economy. Because with war, there's a lot of destruction. Destruction means a lot of production need to go into and replace, right? So if you look back in all the wars, a lot of the stock market just shoot up. Yeah, that's very interesting, okay? Yes. Thank you, Johnny, thank you, okay? So, is there a risk there? There is a risk there. For me, my analysis is the risk of the war is unlikely, probable, but it's unlikely, it's possible, plausible, possible, but unlikely, okay? But if it does happen, then there'll be a hiccup again, but over a long time you recover, okay? Yes, that's my thing. Just now, Fu Chunyao said something quite interesting. If there's an outbreak in China, China is now maintaining a zero COVID policy. If there's an outbreak in China, what happens? Because a lot of production happen in China. A lot of things you buy now are from China, right? Even ourselves, our ancestors come from China as well, those Chinese. So if there is a massive Chinese outbreak, okay, and the government insists on a zero COVID policy, what will happen? What will happen? Then supply blockages will happen again. Supply chain will happen. Then the inflation risk will come back again, interest rate rise again. That will derail every damn thing again. Okay? Let me state what I think. Okay? And again, this one a bit stretchy. Yeah? I use a very low regards for the Chinese vaccine. Okay? Not anymore. Not anymore. Empirically speaking, I remember I told you that one of our relatives, a whole family of old aunties, uncles, 5 of them living in a house. One of them kena, 3 all kena. All of them on Sinovac. All of them on Sinovac. Okay? 2 injections, not 3, yeah? The government insists on 3, but I think they have 2 injections. And they got, oh sorry, my chair got sound. Yes, sorry, so I'll try not to move, okay? 2 injections of Sinovac, all of them got very mild symptoms. It could be because it's Omicron. Omicron naturally has mild symptoms, or it could be because
It's not Omicron. At the point, Omicron haven't come out yet.
it's Delta, is it?
Yes,
Okay,
Delta.
so even better. So it could be because of Omicron, or it could be Delta, but all of them very mild symptoms, okay? And because they are very mild symptoms recovered, then I realized the Sinovac is not bad. The whole of China vaccine, 你不要看不起他们. The Chinese vaccine is not bad. So in the event there's a massive outbreak that Chinese cannot control, chances are they will came to realize that their vaccine is not bad. If it ever happens, if there's a massive outbreak, they cannot control it. They cannot control it. You'll burn through the whole country. It will be a short time of instability and supply shortages and all this, but because they realize the vaccine is working, they'll probably let it burn through. They can't control it. They can't control. Because what they're trying to provide is they are trying to provide a protection to make sure there are very few deaths. But actually, if they found their vaccine is working, then it's not so bad. It's not so bad, okay? If it's the Delta variant burning through, that's a different story. A lot of people is going to die. A lot of people is going to die. But if it's the Omicron burning through, maybe it's not so bad now. You see, the Chinese are not stupid, Whatever shallow Mr. Lu can see, they also can see. You think they're stupid or what? Right? Half of my professors in NUS were from China, right? All educated in US. All of them went back to China. You think the Chinese are stupid? They are very, very, very concerned. Okay, so therefore, I think if there's going to be an outbreak, there will be a short-term pain. Okay, a short-term pain. Wow, Yuki said that when I took my first Pfizer, I almost died. My heart almost stopped. Then I switched to Sinovac. I hope that is working for you, right? So anyway, the last thing I cannot, in my limited mind, I cannot think of what worse can happen. Okay, there could be something happen like asteroid coming, hit Earth, aliens coming out. I don't know what else can happen. Okay, the one thing I could think of that could happen is that suddenly it's a panic of inflation, and everybody chong to buy things, and that will lead to more inflation. So basically, inflation fears driving more inflation. That kind of thing can happen. So in hyperinflation environment, that's exactly what happened. That happened in Venezuela. That happened in Argentina before. I'm trying to think, Bolivia has happened before historically. If that happened on a global scale level, then that kind of thing will be very complicated. Can that happen? Possible. But you know what? In investment, in economics, we have this thing called ceteris paribus. Have you heard this term before? Ceteris paribus. Ceteris paribus, if all things equal, all things held constant, given what is happened in the world right now, we see where the burn through of Omicron will be 2 weeks. Okay, I think that the world will have a different world in within 2 to 4 months. Okay, so therefore I think it's safe for me to make a move today. Yeah, so that's what I strongly believe. Okay, so let's go and let's summarize the situation again. Okay, let's summarize the situation again. Do I think that there will be a property price correction in Singapore? I don't think it's really happening. Okay, so Chun Yao said that central bankers in developed countries are more well equipped to address hyperinflation, so I'm not so concerned about that. You're right. So I'm just saying that stretching all the possibility that can happen out there in the world, what can happen? What can happen, right? So I don't think like war in Ukraine, hyperinflation, and massive outbreak in China leading to a full lockdown, breaking, all this can happen. It can happen, but let's talk about chances, okay? Not high, it can happen, but not high, okay? So let me go back to the summary again. Let's summarize, okay? Let's summarize. Number one is our prediction back in November of the Omicron virus bringing the pandemic to an end is coming to pass. At least first now in Europe, okay? World Health Organization has said that there will be a ceasefire and a period of tranquility with COVID. Okay, and I think that's a very positive news. That's a very positive news. Okay, the second thing is that with the Omicron burning through, it will generally take about 2 months for each country to burn through. After that, the country opens up. Okay, the country opens up. We are already seeing country open up in the Nordic region, Sweden, Norway, Denmark, Switzerland, they all open up. We also see it opening in Europe right now, France, Italy, UK, they all open up right now. Okay, and that's because the burn through has happened, supply chain is being uneased. If the supply chain is being uneased, I don't think at this juncture the market is pricing in 4 to 5 interest rate rises. I personally don't think that they've priced in a 3 or 2 interest rate rises. Okay, therefore, if that were to happen, right, Australia as well is opening a regime. Yeah, I forgot about Australia. If that will happen, I think the world will have the stock market will have a big upside. Therefore, I'm making my moves. Okay, as simple as that. Okay, so are there risks that happen? Yes, there'll be some risks that is possible for some other thing to happen, like Ukraine outbreak of war, COVID, hyperinflation, all this kind of thing. It all is possible, right? Chances. Let's talk about chances. Okay, chances thing is closer to the unlikely side. Okay, great. Okay, you find this useful? Let's take some questions right now. Okay, again, there are 250 people in YouTube, and there are only 149 likes. Can you please click a like there? Hiya, I gotta beg you guys for it. Okay, right? Okay, let's take. I concur. One, supply chain ease, inflation pressure is in. Chun Yao, thank you. Good to have you. Chun Yao is one of the smartest person I met as well. Yes. US will never pay back its debt with high inflation. They will never increase so much. But those debts, those interest rates are already issued already. Okay. Yes. Will there be plenty of buying opportunity in stock market this year? What do you define by opportunity? Deep correction. I think this is a year of huge fluctuation. Yes. You nibble or move or all in. I think a chance at this point in time just nibbling. Okay. Is cryptocurrency something to invest in? I think as a rule, if I'm not familiar with something, I won't go in. Are there people who make money in cryptocurrency? Yes. Okay. But am I going to do it? No, because I don't understand. No matter how I try to understand, I don't understand. Okay. Floating my question again. For S&P 500, do you recommend SPR, VOO? Are they the same? You gotta ask that question because you're not asking stock specific questions. I will refrain from answering them. Okay, if you want, you go to a Telegram group. I have a Telegram group. There are 21,000 people there. There's a group of committee experts. They will answer your question very well. Just go to for those who are in the Facebook group, you can just type 1965 TG plus 1. 1965 TG plus 1. Can share again what are the financial books you find useful? I will have one session specially on that. Okay, one session specially on that. I'm doing like and share. I'm giving out one of these books right now. Okay. Yes. Next question. Yeah, miss out. Okay, Mr. Lu, have you bought more Lion Global S&P 500 or Endowers? The problem with Lion Global S&P 500 is that once I issue an buy order, it takes 2 days. Very slow. These few days, the market movements are very, very fast. So I cannot afford. So I'm going for cash right now. Got war or no war, the demand for oil and gas will be high, so many countries open up again. Okay, true. Okay. Y65Y TG plus 1. Go like my YouTube channel. I will post videos up with the link of the slides up. Cryptocurrency, 贵 to currency 开刀. Okay. I wouldn't criminalize and demonize cryptocurrency and all this. I think that's after I understand enough of it right now to know that there is a place for cryptocurrency in the world. But will I invest in it? I don't want, because I don't need the loss of sleep. Because I don't know how to predict its rise. I don't know how to predict its fall. I don't know whether you'll go up, I don't know if you'll go down, I don't know if you go up, you go up how much, I don't know if you go down how much. Why do I need to suffer some sleepless night on that, right? So no need, okay, I don't want. So far, S&P 500 is about 6 to 8% from its high. Is it significant? I think it's quite significant, okay? I think it's quite a, we call this a dip, quite a big dip, okay? Yes. I wouldn't harm everything. What is my Telegram group? 1865 TG plus 1. It's called 1M65 TG plus 1. Okay, or you can go directly to look for Lu 1M65. Exactly. Don't buy what you don't know. What about World Index? Okay, now I'm not exactly that familiar with Index, but recently I found the MSCI World Index is quite good. It's only a few percent point difference from the S&P 500. I think there are some finance houses that are now selling it. I'm gonna find out more about it, and if it works, I would say that that's one possibility. There's another fund called Dimensional Fund. I think it's very good as well. It's tracking very close to S&P 500. So all these are in the league that I like. Okay, I did tell you I'll buy. Yeah. Okay, next question. Okay, 1865 TG plus 1. Okay, MSCI got non-US, yes. So the MSCI World Index is made of about 60-70% US equities. Next one is Japan. And I think it's France, UK, and that kind of thing. Or the form. So you have a mix. Nasdaq and Russell is down much more than S&P 500. Do you recommend this? I would seriously consider Nasdaq. I don't like the Russell. It's made of small companies. I don't really like it. Mr. Lu, you shared that you are going in. Does it mean like all in and play? This is not a crash. This is called a nibble in. I'll nibble in right now. Okay? Because when it crashed big time, then I go hum. But this one, not that big. But I think it's worthwhile for me to pay attention. Because I saw a lot of my big mover friends have went in already. I'm the last one, and so too slow. How many interest rate hikes do you expect in this year? 2 or 3? I think the market is pricing in 4 to 5 interest rate rises. So I think that's the market. I'll be God if I know how many interest rate rises will happen. I think, and more importantly, is not so much just how many, but the quantum, right? So I can't answer a question, but I think the market is affecting 4 to 5. So as I said, if the market now moves, okay, less than 4 to 5, now 2 or 3, wow, no, then what will happen to the stock market? Do you recommend thematic ETFs? ETFs which I see potential? I don't recommend anything. I only have a liking for S&P 500 and Nasdaq. Okay. Recently, I think the MSCI World Index or Dimensional Fund, I kind of like them as well. Okay, for short term 5 to 10 years, what my best advice to invest to? For short term 5 to advice to invest in anything. In stock market, when you want to invest, you must be prepared for long haul. Easily, 10, 20, 30 years. If it's too short, it's very difficult. Are you sharing the type of jobs? I wanted to, but I thought this. Maybe I'll share it tomorrow. The type of job I want to share, I already prepared the slides already, okay? But today I will share the topic on this one because this one is more pressing, okay? When you say buy S&P 500 and let it roll, the price increase you earn, but that's only paper until you sell it, right? In investment, gains are all on paper, okay? Gains are all on paper. Your bank, there's everything is on paper right now. The money you have in the bank is also on paper, unless you physically cash it out, right? So in that sense, what's the difference between putting the paper value in the bank or paper value in the stock market, okay, or in property or whatsoever? All these are paper value, unless you physically take the cash, okay? How many types of S&P 500 ETFs are there in the market? A lot. Can you just Google, do some research, and just say top S&P 500 ETFs? Wow, lots of articles on it. Maybe I'll post up one of these articles. Lots of them. Okay. For funds, which is more advantageous to go in? Which is it more advantageous to go in when crashes come? I answered that question before many times, but I'll say again. Okay. There are 2 types of investment investment strategies that I adopt. Number one is when the market crash crazy, you know, I whack in one big one, okay? The other approach is don't care market go up or down, keep buying, dollar cost averaging, okay? Now, you know, some people say this side, some people say this side. I would say that maybe one possibility that one can exploit is breaking into a, you know, one portion, the other portion, try both, right? So this one must be very patient. The ability to be able to harm in the stock market when the market crash is very, very, very difficult. It needs guts of steel to do it. Recently, I realized how gutsy some of my fund managers are. Incredible, man. Quite incredible. Just whack $5 million in. Yeah, sorry, $3 million USD in. Does mutual fund work in the same way? More or less, yep. But it depends what mutual fund you want. The Vanguard mutual funds, they're all like ETFs, index ETFs. Which S&P fund is more reliable? When you pick an ETF, try to pick one that has, number one, low fees. Number two, a huge market cap. Okay, so that buy and sell is easy, right? And then there are other considerations like, are they domicile in, are they registered domicile in US or Ireland or whatsoever? Okay, the Ireland one has less tax implication and things like that. Okay, did they whack Facebook? No, they are all into index funds. Yeah, or index. They are bigger fish than iron. They probably go in leverage funds. Yes. Yeah. High volume. Yeah. Okay. I say again. Okay. If you want to invest in the stock market, your foundation level must be there. Your 165 CPF, you know, must be there. If not, when you go, you put the horse, your cart before the horse. You go and invest without settling your base level of safety net. When the market goes up and down, you will lose money because you will react very wrongly. I think US won the Ukraine war that happened so that some countries buy oil and gas from them instead of Russia. I can't tell you that. There are some conspiracy theory that the US always wanted war because the biggest gainer in war, when war happens, because the war industry, which one has the biggest war industry? US, yeah. Are you going to whack 50% in? No lah. Nibble in. When I top up, if I top up for my SA this year, for the next year, CPF officers say I'm likely to top up due to contribution, what? Contribution from work. Then how do I achieve the 1 million by 65? Have you attended my 1M65 talks? 1M65 talk. The 1M65 talk, I actually described some of this in detail. Go to my YouTube channel, you will see here a lot of my 1M65 talk, okay? Mr. Lu, what is your end time horizon? Oh, shucks. What is your end time horizon for investment? 65 years or more, retire or stop working? My time horizon is far, far ahead. I cannot define the number now, okay? But it will be a time where I needed money and then I started. Okay, so I think the textbook answer should be, you know, up to a certain stage, then you start going down. Meaning that you accumulate, then you decumulate. Okay, when you decumulate, so that at the last day of your life you will be zero. So someone said that one of the biggest tragedy of there are two tragedies in finance. Number one is you don't have enough money. You didn't save money. You don't prepare yourself enough money for your later life, for your retirement life. The second tragedy that can happen is you don't spend it all. You save so much money, you earn so much money, and then after that, you know, you didn't get a chance to enjoy it, right? So I'm also mindful of this kind of thing, right? So at some stage of life, we need to, yes. Are you able to share which ETFs is more reliable? I cannot, because I can say generally what are the goods and bad of this, but I cannot say which one is reliable. That's almost tantamounting to giving advice. Okay, which I cannot do it. Someone asked a question just now in YouTube. What advice can you give to youngsters who have not bought a house? Should we invest in index with spare cash? I think a house must come as a priority. Okay. Sorry, I'm not Korean. Do I look like Korean? Sorry, annyeonghaseyo. That's the only thing I know how to say. Okay, 감사합니다. Can you translate your question into English? I'll try to answer it. Okay. Yeah, but let's go back. Oh, you mean I have got I've got Korean viewers right now. First of all, I'm very honored. Okay, but But let me go back question. First of all, your basic needs must be there first, okay? Your basic needs must be there. Your house must be there. But the only thing I can say is, please don't go and stretch yourself and buy one big mega house and get yourself with so much debts, okay? So therefore, I would say that that the house must come first. Then you go and invest in all this, right? You don't even have a house, how you invest, yeah? Oh, yeah. He literally asking you are Korean, sorry. When 1165 listing on NASDAQ, oh man, 165 is a social movement. Is there a range to consider low fees? Sub 0.5%. Sub 0.5%. Even for fees, it should be even sub 2.5%. Sorry, 0.25%. Sub 0.25%. Okay? Is there a better way of saving me for a house rather than buy? I think for a house right now, if you're a young person starting from work to the time you buy a BTO, your time horizon is very short. I don't think you should save that, put that money. I don't think you should put that money into some risky investment. I would suggest that you accumulate as much as accumulate as much as you can in the bank. Put it on deposit, buy a house, you got a house over a roof, then start looking at other investment. Okay. Mr. Lu don't mind Opa Kampong style. I can say something in Hokkien, but yeah, okay. That's funny. Okay. Wait, I don't know whether I got any more questions on this side. Okay. BTS. Okay. What shares does your children buy? S&P 500 and then NASDAQ. Okay. You just bought these two. S&P and NASDAQ, they bought these two. Okay. I didn't tell you what house to buy. Okay. So I didn't tell you what shares to buy for yourself. That's decide for yourself. What's your view in rushing to pay up for house? I said many times, okay, the interest rate environment is so low right now. You should not be rushing to pay off. You should one should take a commercial loan, okay. Your CPF, try not to use your CPF. Don't rush to use your CPF to pay up for house. Use cash to pay your house if it's possible, okay. Because if you put the money in a CPF, it makes 2.5% minimally. And if you put the money in the SA, it earns 4%, and the bank only charges you 1.1 or 1.3%. Okay, so you make the difference. You know, it's almost like money giving you, okay, given to you. What's your earning during the 2007 subprime? Earnings, meaning what? How much did I make or what? I don't know your question exactly. Okay, 2008. What's your question? Do you advise young people to buy BTO or private condo? Of course, BTO. The BTO subsidy from government is very high. Yeah, okay. Can we trust the ETF endowers? I cannot tell you, Shini O, whether you can trust endowers or not, but I can tell you I buy from endowers. I trust them because quite a lot of the founders are Singaporeans, and they are highly related to the UOB family. One of them is highly related to the UOB family. They are closely tied to UOB Kay Hian in the arrangement. So even if endowers will collapse, you know, UOB Kay Hian is the one that actually buying the funds from. So I like the arrangement. Okay. In fact, I already got an agreement from the chief investment officer of endowers to come and speak to us. The only problem is he kena COVID. Oh no, he kena flu or COVID. So I scared. He kena flu, he said it's not COVID, I don't trust. So I said, yeah, Sam kena. So I said later. Yeah, so anyway. Let's see, can roughly share the steps for newbie how to start investment? Ming Woon, I assume that you're a lady, right? Okay. The biggest, most difficult step for a lady to start, to do investment is to start. Okay, do a bite size first. First, move money from your OA to SA. Okay, then maybe nibble. Don't buy too much. $1,000 into the S&P 500 or $500. The starting is very, very, very difficult, uniquely for lady. On the man, on the other hand, too reckless. Haven't even trained yourself properly. Boom! Look at how you see. right? Really die. Yeah, I see too many men like that. Ladies is cannot start, men is too much. Okay. S&P through endowers better or through brokerage? The endowers uniquely I like it because you can use OA to buy, but their fees are higher than that you can buy in. But they have the monopoly of that right now. You can only buy S&P 500 through using OA through endowers. Oh man, why? Okay, yes, but in a case of a stockbroker, you use cash to buy. Those fees are much lower. Okay, but you can only buy using cash. Any recommended training courses for intermediate trader? What do you mean by training courses? What kind of training you need? Those that draw charts and all these kind of thing. You really want to attend those courses? Yeah. Actually, to become very rich in investment, do you realize that if you just adopt what I say, you'll become very rich at some point in your life? Okay. Have you tried Tiger or Momo app? Fees are very low. I think Kate Lu is using one of them. Okay. 5% compound interest, 1 second year. In case Mr. Lu not free to show, the result is many times. Yeah. Okay. Must we open a trading account under CPF? Is already there. You just work with, if you are going to invest in through endowers, you go and look for them and they will settle it for you. I got no interest in endowers. I know them well, but I got zero interest in them. Okay, they don't give me any fees or anything like that. Okay, and the chief investment officer still owe me one char siu rice in Keong Saik Street, which by the time the COVID struck, the famous char siu rice in Keong Saik Street closed down. What's your view on it? I heard from someone asking, why don't we put money in our children's account when knowing it's untouchable, say 30 years time, except OA can use to buy house. And they ask, why do we need to take care of our kids' retirement? What's your view on this? Me and my mentor has a divergence in opinion on this. Let's do a poll. Should you take care of your kids' retirement? Okay? Should you take care of kids' retirement? If people, let's do a poll, okay? If you believe yes, either in part or in full, you say yes. If you don't believe you should help your kids' retirement, please type no. Okay? Please type no. Can we have a view on it? Do you believe in helping your kids' retirement, or should you not believe in helping your kids' retirement, in part or in full? If you believe yes, you should help, you type yes. No, you type no. I want to see the view. Okay? What about CEF? As good as endowers? I think there are a lot of foreigners there. This is a problem. Okay, but I cannot judge more than that. What's your view of this? Okay, and wait. Sorry. No. Yes. No. Yes. No. Yes. No. Yes. No. Yes. Yes. No. Yes. I think the world, my sister say yes, no, yes, no, yes, no, yes. Okay, so anecdotally right now, just eyeballing the answers, the world is split almost equal. Okay, I belong to the group that says partial support. Okay, my mentor believe complete no. And a good thing about my mentor's kids are they are very independent. Okay, but I think I am there's no right or wrong this. Okay, just my opinion. I think that if they know that at least their retirement is partially secured, then they'll be more courageous to step out, either to become entrepreneur or to pursue a passion or whatsoever. You see, in our time with Kiaka Basi, when we step out, I don't know how many of you are in the same boat as I am. When we step out during our time, right, from university or from polytechnic, from me out of university, I was so eager to start work. Quickly start work, quickly earn money, they go to see me, right? Tan simi sai, that kind of thing, right? Just quickly go out and make money already. father, mother, cannot ask them for money anymore. Quickly go and work and things like that. That's good and that's bad also, right? I think now looking back, if I have a chance to try out different things, not be so crazy in the initial years, not to be so crazy about climbing corporate ladders, earning as much money as possible, but to really go out, try a few jobs, maybe even travel the world for a short period of time and explore the world and see what my passion is and then dive into that. I think my life will be more successful than what I am now. So therefore, I'm a believer that I give them a safety net to let them have a chance to take some risk in life. Yes, okay? Take some risk in life. Now, I didn't have the luxury of that. Not that I didn't have a good, I have a great father that took care of me very well. But in this aspect, I think that if I had that safety net out there, I think it will be very good. Okay? Yes, okay. Okay, will gold price continue to increase if Ukraine war starts? Oh, one thing about war is that war drives up gold prices. That's usually the case. Okay, yes, okay, yeah, I concur. Right, Fu Chunyao. So Chunyao, you concur with what I say, or you concur with what I can't value Chunyao's comment. Okay, same boat. No chance to chase my dream. Exactly. We're on the same. We all graduate, go chiong already. Yeah, where got time? Earn our salary. We just go and chiong our salary. If I have good share of Toto this week, sure we'll consider. Hi, did I tell you about the joke of the Toto? So in one of my 1965 group chat, I actually in one of my talks, I actually tell the audience that between 4D and Toto is a better bet because both 4D and Toto chances of striking is almost zero anyway, but the payout of Toto is a lot higher. So you buy hope, buy $1-2. I don't know how much is Toto. I never buy before. Now Toto is better. Someone actually went and buy and struck second price, $220,000, and then wrote to thank me. Wow, then I kena slapped left, right, center by people saying, Mr. Lu, how can you encourage gambling or things like that? I was just be statistical about it. I didn't want to tell people to. I didn't tell people to go and invest. Wow, he struck $220,000. Put his receipt with the total result on the Telegram group. See there, Mr. Lu kena scolded left, right, center. Sabo me, basket. Right? He really struck 220,000. Wrote to me privately, announced to the whole damn world. Lin Bei struck 220,000. What? Not me, that guy. Okay. My wife don't mind me use this phrase. Sorry. My 3569 never opened. You're really going to buy The day I was just giving an example. I said, I just go and buy a 3569 but people actually go and monitor. Yeah, and he didn't give me a treat. Yeah. Okay. Is it a good time to enter property market? I don't believe in property market as investment. I believe in enter property market if you need a house. Okay. Partial support your money. Okay. I got no choice. Both parents passed away when I was young. My parents are so poor to start with almost nothing. Exactly. And I'm lucky than you. My parents were still around, and my father, although he's a primary school teacher, I never starved. But since 18 years old, I have been supporting myself. Okay, the total winner no good lah, never buybacks. I think it's a guy. I don't know any. Yeah. Dollar cost averaging buy S&P 500 at fixed amount. Do you think it's a good time to top up more now? I can tell you what I'm going to do. Okay. Ming Woon, investment with cash or S&P 500. Please advise platform. Really hope to start somewhere. No, I think there's a lot of platforms you can start. Stockbroking companies. There's a lot. There's Tiger. There's Mumu, IB, Interactive Broker, StanChart, Philip Security. I was told that Philip Security has no fees or very low fees. That I didn't know because I don't know, but I have been trading through StanChart, which actually the fees are quite high. Actually, now I think about it. Okay, so you can start something. Go to my 1965 group and ask this question. There'll be a lot of people telling you, trying to haul in and teach you how to do. Yeah, they share with you how to do. Okay, I cannot teach you how to do. Okay, I can point you to places. Again, if you want to go to my Telegram group, it's 1M65TG+1. Okay, go there. There's a lot of community experts there. Yes, poems can. Okay, man. Win Toto or 4D must give some to charity. I will talk about that. Okay. In endowers, I cannot see any S&P 500 index. Is there a name to it? Just write to them and say that I want to buy S&P 500. They will try to tell you to buy something else. You say, I want to buy S&P 500. See whether, okay, and this tell is recommended by Mr. Lu or 1865 or Premium or just go anyone on this. Okay? Yes, 1M65TG plus 1, not TG plus 1M65TG plus 1. The whole thing must come out. At least 10%. Yeah, okay. Magma, good to see you. I just want to say something about winner's curse. Have you heard of this phrase, winner's curse? Winner's curse. I have a story to tell you about winner's curse. It's about people who got rich very fast. Okay, one huge sum. And you must have read some of this before. In US, you know, when they struck lottery, they win a few $100 million, you know, $50 million, $100 million. Wow, they become suddenly very rich. They will all lose it very quickly. And all the outcome is after some time, they are worse than what it was before. Okay? They are worse than what it was before. For those people who just join us, the Telegram, this video over time will delete in Facebook, but it will be maintained in the YouTube channel. So go to YouTube. It's under 1M65YT plus 1. Okay? Let me go back to the story of winner's curse. This is very close to me because a very close relative of mine suffered from it. It's a tragedy. So you have heard of those people who struck very rich and then they become very poor, right? This is a very sad story. So there was this lady that I know, very close relative of mine. She was really very tired of working in maybe early 40s or late 30s. Worked so hard, just very tired. And he said, I just feel like quitting one day. But the problem, she can't quit because she's got no money. And she buy a lot of 4D. And many years ago, decades ago, she struck, that was maybe close to 40 years ago. 40 years ago, she struck first prize, $20,000. In those days, 40 years ago, $20,000 can buy a big condo or maybe even half of a landed house with it. Okay, 40 years ago. And then she quit her job. Very happy, quit her job, stay at home. When you are working a lot and suddenly you don't work, do you know what happened to you? You have a sudden loss of self-worth. You have sudden loss of self-worth and aim in your life. So you sit at home doing nothing. And guess what? Over time, she developed depression and started taking medication. Over time, her depression is so much that she attempted many suicides. And years, and eventually she succeeded in one suicide. She died. Left a very sad story. Don't be too happy when you become rich very fast. That's why I am very upset with people when they're trying to get rich very fast. I always got this phobia that this get rich tragedy that happened in a close relative happened to you also. Yeah. Slow and steady rise and eventual wealth is much more meaningful, much more fruitful, and much more sustaining and lasting than those one-off big jump. You agree with me? You agree? Give me some comment on that. It's a very close relative of mine, very close. Okay, very tragic. You know, in her funeral, I actually delivered a funeral sermon. Yeah. Heard from my uncle. Her uncle struck 5 million total. Then mishap started to happen, and the son committed suicide. The uncle eventually got cancer and died. See? Yeah. This kind of sudden wealth, I don't want to curse it, but it usually comes with tragic outcomes. don't be too happy about it. Don't be too happy about it. Yeah, I feel damn good to have sudden amount of money. But if you cannot manage the money, okay, cannot manage a sudden wealth because you didn't go through pain to get it. So therefore, it suddenly hit you, and then it hurts. It's very, very painful and very painful in my life. Okay, yeah. So anyway, this is a story. I thought it was quite interesting. So winner's curse, avoid it at all costs. Okay, sorry about storytelling here. We deviated from our So yes. Any other question? Well, agree. Yes. Okay. Is it advisable to do voluntary housing refund if they are spare cash? If you are near 55, yes. Okay, I think it's a no regret move. Okay, yes. Mary Trade has 0 fees. That's great. Okay. OA shielding or SA shielding? Sorry, OA or SA? Sorry, this Jun Lim. I don't quite understand your question. Can you write it down properly? Yeah, mine too. Different story, Mr. Lu. Okay. Should people with insufficient cash refrain from buying house unless they have absolutely enough cash at hand? Otherwise, how bad is it to use CPF? There's nothing wrong to use CPF to buy it. I use my CPF to buy a house. In the initial years, it's not fair to expect a young couple to be able to use a lot of cash to buy a house. It's not fair. But over time, as you switch over from low income to middle income to high income, then you switch over your payment from CPF to cash. Okay. When people say they want to be a millionaire, they actually mean that they want to spend $1 million. But when you spend $1 million, you no longer become millionaire. Read from a book which I think is very true. I absolutely agree. They want to be able to spend $1 million on something. Okay, I totally agree with that. Okay, Mr. Lu, Esther Pay is a great question. How about investment in Rolex watches? Many people tell me that confirmed price increase. Real or not? Since B and I are in the luxury handbag trade, I should also sell it. Okay. So I should tell you this concept. Theoretically, yeah. If you buy a Chanel bag, nowadays with all the bags increasing prices, Dior bag, a good one, and all those, don't touch it. Keep it in a safe. Wrap it up properly, super safe, nice. Almost like. And then over time, you can present it back as a new bag. Of course, the value is gone up. Yeah. Look, the Chanel in the past, and the day I just went to my ex-boss' house, she said she can't believe her ears that nowadays Chanel are in $10 over $1,000, and the LVs are in $70,000. I told her Dior bags are in $78,000. They don't. She was like, wow, theoretically. But however, handbags are not meant to be like painting to be kept or whatever. Handbags are meant to be used. The minute you use it once, the value it switches from a new bag to an old bag. Value immediately drop. So same as Rolex watches. Is it a new or old watch? So it's not true. Okay, it's not true. So I don't believe in all this. Okay, which Chunyao I cannot say. Okay, I cannot say. Okay, yes. Mr. Lu, wonder what's your take on this commercial home loan or HDB loan? I don't know how much the interest rate rise by, but looking at history, rarely does interest rate rise above the 2.5%. And even if they rise above 2.5%, you can refinance your interest rate to go to 2.5 or less. So I always prefer commercial loan. Okay, yes. Pius, you mentioned about self-actualization during women entrepreneur talk. Can you elaborate? Is it a power? Remember I talked about that talk, right? I say that women, you have got your own strength. Okay, you got your own strength built to your nature. As long as you play to your strength, you will realize the power in you, right? For example, women don't like to take too much risk. Women are very good buy and hold and don't like to trade a lot. So there's some investment technique that one I recommend is exactly like that. You buy and you hold for a long time, you become very rich. Yeah. You just buy and let's leave it there. Leave it to a man to go and buy, sell. They'll lose a lot of money, right? So it's a form of realizing your potential. The other one is that women are driven a lot by emotions. Men are driven by intellect, driven by guts, driven by sometimes blind courage and things like that, you know. So women, because they're driven by emotions, make you better entrepreneurs, because entrepreneurs need a lot of passion to drive, right? The single biggest success factor of entrepreneur is passion. Without that, so in that sense, you know, it's playing to your strength, right? So therefore, if you want to realize it, you know, move along this way. You can listen to my previous talk on entrepreneurship. I still have it in my social media. Okay, Mr. Lu, should you spare cash to pay off housing loan or put investment? I answered this question before many times. Try not to use. Okay, maybe it is wisdom. Okay, it is financial wisdom. You see, if I got spare cash, okay, if I put in the OA, okay, if I put in OA, it generates 2.5%. If I use it, the commercial housing loan right now charges 1%. So 2.5%, 1%, you make 1.5% or so. Can you realize you make money for nothing? Yeah. So therefore, we should not be in a rush to pay off our loan. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yes. Okay. I'm trying to look at 3 screens. Okay. Yes. Sudden. Wait. I'm trying to answer. Okay. Sudden windfall, does it include proceeds from selling a property? No, I'm talking more on those lottery windfalls, okay? Do you think people who invest in property are in danger? Oh, shucks, I cannot see. Are in danger of this when they cash out? Yes, to some extent, but property, they took probably years to realize this, so it's not so sudden. So I am not that afraid. At 57, how about doing a housing loan refund? Is it a good idea? Yes, I actually think that a housing loan refund is actually good, because if you return it, you know, you put it there, you earn 2.5%, you can every time take it out. Okay, with the coming GST increase, how to hedge the increase in cost of living? Make more money. Yeah, make more money, right? 2% is actually not that a lot now. Okay, make more money. Yeah. Okay, at 57 years old, how about the, okay, sorry, repeat question. Siu Qing, if I want to ask you, when inflation time comes, do we spend more or not? Can we not spend? Should we not spend more to buy things? I would just say this: when there's an inflation, inflation risk, you know, it will hit different people differently, right? So I would say that if I can, I will try to buy things ahead of time. Okay, so I know certain things will go up already. If I can buy ahead of time, or another way, I buy the substitute that's cheaper. So minimize the impact. I wouldn't be thinking too much about percent increase. Property, all these are big increase, but I think property inflation has been cut by government. Property is also holding power, at least 10% is gain. Yeah, so it's not so fast, not a quick gain. People say quickly buy house or cars. Is it true? I won't go that far. Okay, I won't go that far. Okay, is it worth to buy a house with loan, or do you suggest to live in rental? I think it is very. I think it's a very important thing to. I think it's very important thing to have a house of your own, especially in a local context. Okay, it's very difficult to stay in Singapore without your own house. Your mother-in-law or your father-in-law will not be very happy with you. Okay. Okay, we've got weird people coming into our YouTube channel. Got to go. Okay, great effort, Lou, on education, entertaining messages. God bless. Okay, Chun Yao, good to have you in your channel. Okay, see you again, Chun Yao. Yeah, my ex-colleague. Yeah, very smart man. Okay. We are going through inflation phase. Isn't housing going to rise again? It depends, but the government deliver one powerful, ABSD down. Wow, I think it's very difficult to beat that, man. Yeah, the ABSD damn chalat. No, I think it's very difficult to beat that. Can we do a talk on property? Sure. I might get some property experts to come in. If nowhere near 55, is VHR still an option with spare cash? It locks up your cash. When you do a housing refund, it locks up your cash for a very long time if you are way above 55. So in that sense, not quite. The cash has a lot of value, a lot of flexibility. So I wouldn't do that if I were you. Yes. Is there any kind of tax that we ever buy a house? If we buy a house from abroad, depends on the country. Yeah, different place have different country have different kind of tax. Buy a old price resale at a prime area, a good bet. I'm not a property expert. I think I'm a old timer that believe that only when you want to buy a house for stay that you buy it, and don't try to buy a house for capital gain. It's very dangerous. Okay. Some sellers were shocked to find accrued interest for housing was so high that there are no cash left behind on sale proceed. How to learn from their mistakes? Learn how to calculate accrued interest. Yeah, don't think, you see, when we look at, wow, my house price has gone up so much. If you cannot take out any cash from it, it simply means that your house didn't go up by so much. You would have left money in your house in a CPF, and you would have made even more money. Yeah, the 2.5% is even more money. Should we pay down private house mortgage instead of accumulated CPF, or don't do that and let CPF OA continue to accumulate? Let's get this straight once and for all. Housing loan, whether is it for private property, HDB, okay, as long as the interest rate environment out there is very, very low, lower than your ordinary account returns or your special account returns, then it doesn't make economic sense to pay back your loan. Okay? Yep. Wow, Mark, good to see you. Finally, I got to see you. Yes. Okay. Buy SG house better, even if it's a one bedder. Okay. I'm not house to say not to invest. So I'm not quite a big believer of overseas property unless you know that place very, very well. Let's say you buy a house in China, you were once Chinese, now you're a naturalized Singaporean, you go back, you familiar with the place, so carry on. I cannot tell you this, but I'm not a big believer of property investment. Okay. Yes. Is it wise to downgrade a house if you reach 60 years old? Example, from 5 and 3 rooms, since the kids got their own family. From my experience talking to a lot of very, very old retired people, let me say this categorically clear. Don't dream of downgrading. Okay? Very unlikely to happen. For one simple reason. When you have a 5-room flat, okay, how many of you have moved from a 3-room to 4-room, 5-room or bigger, or condo or a bigger house? Do you realize that your things get a lot more? Your things get a lot more. When you then want to move from a bigger house to a smaller house, do you know how much things you have to throw away? Do you realize how much things you throw away? 你舍得 throw away not? You bear to throw them away not? I think it's very difficult to throw them away. Okay? Besides, the second thing is, you want your children and your grandchildren to come and have a place to gather and meet. Then you got a 3-room flat, and then there's a lot of people coming to your house. You gotta be kidding me that you can move to that kind of space. It's difficult. It's difficult. Okay, it's difficult. Can you explain your rationale for not stop picking, giving or financial training? I think it's very difficult to stop pick for an average person. Very difficult to stop pick. Okay, to analyze, to read, and then to make a judgment when to buy, when to sell, whatever. I think it's very difficult. I tell you right now, Facebook, based on the current price that has collapsed to, I think it's a good buy, because if you do a discounted cash flow of all the earnings, okay, and make some assumption on growth pattern, I think it's a big discount. So therefore you should buy. Okay, let's say you buy, it jump up by 50%. Should you sell? I don't know. Will it go by 100%? I don't know. And then when the market now goes down again by 20%, should I sell? I don't know. You realize? So, and then will one day some technology come out and kill Facebook? I don't know. Will suddenly one day Mark Zuckerberg make everybody so angry that everybody delete Facebook? I don't know. Can you see why I don't know? But when you buy a whole basket of index, I don't need to go and analyze every damn company. 500 of them, how to realize. You face with lethality risk when you pick stocks. Why do you have to buy stocks in such a way that you will not be able to sleep? Yeah. But I'll be frank, I have a couple of stocks that I use algorithm to churn out results, and then I buy all of them, a basket of them, okay? But those are based on certain algorithms. I don't need to analyze them, you know, they make selections based on certain criteria or whatever. That one is another level of training, okay? I won't go into it, but I won't consider that stock picking, okay? But stock picking, draw graphs, technical analysis, value, fundamental analysis, all these, I think my life is much more meaningful. Go and talk to you guys about this, do my fishing, go and enjoy time with my kids, go overseas with my wife, do shopping for y'all and things like that. You agree? Yeah, so I think life is more enjoyable, you know, just picking a very simple investment technique and just do it. Now, just I think life is easier that way. Yeah, okay. But S&P 500 ETF also need to pick, yes, but they are not very difficult to pick. Okay, yes. Okay, yes, okay, all right, good. Okay, what's your percentage of cash holding versus investment currently? I don't know there. I don't know, 20, 30, I don't know. Okay, yeah, stock pick, hard to tell if they're going to be long-term winners. Yeah, need to monitor their fundamentals periodically. Yeah, it's very difficult to tell. How am I going to tell, man? Right. If Mr. Lu can't do it, I would say 99% of y'all cannot do it. Maybe 1% of y'all can do it. Much better than me. Yeah. Okay. I believe some of y'all can do it. Yes. Okay. Yes. Is there withholding tax in S&P 500? I think there is some dividend tax. Okay. But S&P 500 very little dividends, so not much tax to talk about. Is it wise to sell off my HDB flat which is fully paid, put my money back in a HDB flat and generate rental income from it? Is it you sell off already, how you generate income? Okay, everyone needs a house to stay. Try not to sell that away. Okay, would you provide guidance on how to pick S&P 500 index one day? Shiny, you have asked me this question many times. I already said it. All you need to do is just ask that question in the 1865 group. A lot of people give you very good answers. Okay, is it wise to top up FRS to ERS? Okay, this is a good question. The full retirement sum right now stands at 192,000. At 55 years old, the CPF board will take out money from an SA 192,000 and throw inside the retirement sum, and then you will continue to compound, and then at 65 years old to 70 years old, they give you out in terms of annuity. That's called CPF Life. They allow you to top up from 192,000 to, wow, I don't know what's the number right now. Someone know what's the number? So to enhance retirement sum, it used to be 297, now it's 300 and something, I think. Okay, to let you top up so you have a bigger annuity coming in. Okay, I would say this: if you don't have a good alternative for your cash, yes, okay, I think it's good to top it up. Okay, but if you have a good alternative for your cash to generate higher returns than that 4%, why not? Okay. My son is 25. If I have XX sum, I want my son to have this sum to put somewhere to compound, to say 15 to 20 years time. Where will you put this money? With liquidity, not liquidity. So first of all, I have to say that I prefer to form a safety net first in his CPF. Okay, you cannot distinguish the both. Because all of them come together. You can put it in a place where liquidity without forming a safety net, then the liquidity will come with risk, and when the risk comes, you will flounder. So you cannot separate them. So long and short is that I'll put some into the safety net and some into an S&P 500 equivalent. Okay. Yes. Why did you prefer S&P 500 ETF as compared to globally diversified ETF? You know, right now I'm familiar with S&P 500. I studied it for a long time. Every investment guru out there, from Warren Buffett to Charlie Munger and all these people, talk about it. Okay, other globally diversified ETF is not so proven. That said, I also invest in dimensional fund. I think dimensional fund is world fund, and it kind of may have a performance not far away from the S&P 500. I top up the CPF housing withdrawal as accrued interest is rising a high amount. This is not correct. I top up the CPF housing withdrawal as the accrued interest is rising to high amount. Is this not? You want to do a voluntary housing refund is simply because you're about to hit 55 years old and you can easily withdraw the money out. Okay, and I think that's the logic of it. Okay, and you earn 2.5% as compared to what you put in the bank. Okay. All right. Okay. Good. Okay. Tonight we have a pretty sizable audience. So for those people who have listened to me for the whole night, I hope you learned something today. Okay. So let's go back. Let's go back to what I said today. Okay. What I said today. The market. Okay. Sorry. The world out there right now, World Health Organization have come out and said something that I've been saying since November, that there will be a ceasefire with COVID, largely driven by high vaccination rate, Omicron, and all this kind of thing. So in that sense, you know, the world pandemic is coming to an end. Doesn't mean the virus will go to zero, but will come to a ceasefire. Okay, and that's a very positive news. With that, I think inflationary pressure. Mama, Bangkok. Okay, inflationary pressure will come to an end. Okay, I want to talk to him, so hold on. My son called, so I would like to take a call. Okay, inflationary pressure will come gradually over time because supply chain pressure will ease. Therefore, I think the market, okay, will set to. I think the market will set. Okay, yeah, okay. So I think the market will start to ease off in terms of inflationary pressure, and therefore interest rate hikes. There is very strong likelihood that interest rate hike fears will not be so bad. Therefore, I think the market is set to have a continue a good rise. So the dip right now, to my opinion, is kind of overbought. Okay, that's my opinion. Okay, so therefore I know what I'm going to do. Okay, I'm not telling you what to do. Okay, so I hope you find this session useful. Okay, and tomorrow we'll come in again with another topic. Okay, tomorrow I think for those people on Premium Mall, B will be doing some Gucci bags or something like that. Okay, yes. All right, cool. So I hope you find this useful, and for those, yeah. So thank you for joining us tonight. Okay, so I will end on YouTube first. Yes. Okay. Okay. Now.